So Kevin, you're a smart guy. What are your thoughts on censorship? And as a YouTuber, there's plenty of other YouTubers out there. How do you address that?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's obviously always a balance to everything, but I think sometimes, or the needle right now is too far to the extreme.
You think there's a balance on censorship?
Well, I mean, look, there are some things, like if somebody's live streaming a mass shooting, yeah, that should be censored, right? That should not be live streamed.
But that doesn't happen. I mean,
it has happened.
Well, but okay, why?
Well, what do you mean? Why? Whoa, okay, wait, you want to get into the fundamental?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, that's a simple one. If somebody can live stream a mass shooting and become internet famous for a few hours, create internet celebrity, and then die and kill themselves or whatever, what does that do? That motivates others to be martyrs and do the same thing.
Okay.
With that, society has to censor that. So there is, as with everything, there's a spectrum. There's the middle, there's one extreme, and there's the other. Right now, I think we're a little bit too far to one extreme, but we can't be zero either.
Okay. Well, it's interesting, right? Because you talk about what is, I guess, to your point, all right? And it's a good point
You
that
guys
you
got
made.
shot glasses? We having a party next?
It's a good point that you made.
You drink tequila or no?
Let's go.
But you're
Do
talking
you drink
about
tequila?
Yeah.
You're
Okay, all
talking
right,
about
so maybe we'll have some tequila in a minute.
Yeah, so it's a good point that you make, but you're talking about incentivizing behavior and de-incentivizing behavior, disincentivizing behavior, right?
Yeah.
And specific to this, to your point, okay, and it's a good point, well made. They're literally disincentivizing telling the truth.
Well, yeah.
So they're using the excuse of you can't cover a mass murder because it would incentivize mass murder, and that's fine. Okay, fair. Now the pendulum is currently they're literally disincentivizing truth telling. You literally have to just regurgitate our lines, say the party line, or have your entire business shut down.
Where are you seeing this? Or in journalism or on YouTube or everywhere?
And this is not something that I'm making up. This is something Bill Maher has covered extensively. This is something that even John Stewart, this is people that are on the quote-unquote left are actually finally starting to catch up. Russell Brand talks about this all the time. And this is a situation specific to us where Patrick is literally, we had a meeting 2 days ago where people in a project, a very, very expensive project, are begging him not to go forward with this information, which has since been corroborated.
After they've already talked about it?
After it's already been talked
we've
about.
not released it to anybody.
Okay.
We're not releasing it to anybody.
Yeah. So again, I understand the point. So if the point of not showing something is to disincentivize it, are they not showing specifically? And I have to be honest with you, the tech companies in California who tend to be Democrat and liberal, are they intentionally, to use your word, disincentivizing the truth?
I don't know if it's intentional. I think there is, I don't know. I think it deserves more looking into. I mean, I think that's one of the things, the beautiful things about, if you get into a position of power, you become governor, you see much more. And you could take the same reason that we use on my YouTube channel or in this discussion, and you can apply it with the actual information that we have. Because, look, we don't have all the information. Like you said yourself, we don't have all the information as outsiders. I'd love to know more
When
about
you have that information, let's say you get in as governor, okay, and you have a big lion backing you that maybe you can go toe-to-toe with some of these tech companies.
Yeah.
What would you do? Let's just say you have some information, you come from YouTube, you come from the tech world, you're sitting there and it's Zuckerberg, it's Dorsey, it's whoever runs the Google conglomerate right now. You're at the room with them and you say, all right, this censorship thing, what are we going to do about it? And your solution is?
Well, it all comes down to nuance. It's the same thing when folks want to know, how do I invest in real estate? There's no one answer. I've got to know the details.
Kevin, can I
details.
push back a little bit? So
let
me tell you what the audience is saying.
Yes, here.
The audience is saying, Kevin, why are you being a politician? That's what I'm just telling you. They're saying, I'm not saying it to you. They're saying, Kevin, why don't you just tell us how you feel instead of deflect. Charlie says
I'll tell you right here. You want to hear it? You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
Tell us.
The answer is, I don't spew bullshit when I don't know the answers. I get the facts. And when I get the facts, I make videos that are accurate and I provide information that's accurate. If I get asked questions, I don't know the answer, guess what? I'm going to have the balls to say I don't have the answer.
Yeah, but
so if somebody thinks that's being a politician, oh well, then don't vote for me. But the reality is you're going to get the truth from me and I'm going to get the facts before I say bullshit.
Okay, so let's go to what you just said. Okay, you said you were covering the Trump campaign. Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
This is a fact.
So you were covering the Trump campaign.
Correct.
This is not a hypothetical. This is your experience as a YouTuber.
Yes.
Those videos disappeared. Why did they?
Well, but again, YouTube makes the argument that Trump was inciting violence. I believe that's too far. I believe that goes too far.
Okay, so how do you address that?
Well, as governor, you can certainly address that. But again, we've got to get into all of the details. I want to see what's going on in the back rooms. I want to see who are the people making the decisions. Are these algorithms making decisions? Do those need to be tweaked? Because we know algorithms have a lot of human bias, and that human bias gets amplified. You see, there's so much more nuance in everything in our lives, in our society. There's so much more nuance. And when we look at the actual details, like we break apart the high-speed rail and we go, oh my gosh, it's $200 million a mile through hilly areas and $100 million a mile through flat areas, all of a sudden we're going, why aren't we building tunnels for $10 million a mile? The point is, when we get the facts, we can give answers. If I don't have the facts, I can't give you an answer. So why don't we move on from censorship and get on to another topic where I can give you some answers?
Yeah, but the challenge is, Kevin, you're running for governor in a state that Facebook's in. You're running in a state where everyone that's doing that is a big part of your state you're running. So if you don't have an answer for that, voters are going to be like, I don't know about this, because to be able to go face these virtual, for example, let me ask you a simple question.
Let's hear it.
If tomorrow Facebook or Google said, hey, we want to back up your campaign, would you support it?
Well, look, here's the thing. I have donations right now that average $50 per person. If one media or one tech company came in, like they do for Gavin Newsom, the co-CEO of Netflix donated $3 million
I saw that, yep.
to Gavin Newsom.
Hastings.
Yeah, exactly. Reed Hastings. That's a lot of money. And the problem is, in California, you have to make sure that you're not going into office with a ton of strings attached. And that's how I want to run my campaign, is I want to go in as a transparent YouTuber, as a transparent business person, not with political baggage. People ask me, what's the difference between you and a politician who's been in for 20 years? Well, I'll tell you the difference. They've got 20 years of political baggage and favors to pay back. I'll take donations from anybody who supports my plan, my 20-point plan. You support that 20-point plan, you're willing to help make that happen. Facebook comes to me and says, Kevin, your idea of future schools, that's what we want. We will fund that $2,000 a month because we're going to show you how to educate people in future schools so that we can hire them at 18, debt-free, and they can have a career rather than 33% of Californians going on Medi-Cal. I support that. Facebook comes in and goes, look, you know, this $3 million is conditioned upon you supporting all our censorship. Then F off. It ain't going to happen. So again, there's nuance in absolutely everything. Somebody comes in and says, I support your plan. I want that kind of California. Let's go. Let's work together.
I'll be honest, I like the answer because politicians can say anything they want to that audience at that day and then change it the next day. I mean, I think there's some value in being able.
I got to tell you this. Here's the thing. Like, good for him for giving the answer that he gave, which means if Facebook or Google gave, he would accept the money. Yes. He didn't say, I wouldn't take a penny from them. And then 6 months later, you find out he just took $6 million, whatever the amount is from them. Yeah, so that's good. That's a good answer. That's a real answer. So the audience cannot make a decision.
You're always going to get the real answers, but that doesn't mean I have all of the answers.
In fairness, in fairness to Kevin,
that's fair to you.
He's already in 20 minutes been asked more hard questions than any Democrat in the last 4 years. So congratulations to you.
Bring him on, man.
Off the plane, too.
Bring him on, man.
Now, so you said you're a Democrat since when?
Well, when I was 18, I registered as soon as I could.
Okay, so
got a credit card too.
That's interesting. My buddy, who in fairness is a political operative in New Jersey, okay, and he is a Republican. He posted Harry Reid in 2012 when this is in response to there's a shot putter who didn't want to stand for the American flag during for the national anthem, and it became a thing. It was
kneeling and that.
Yeah. So there was.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey.
Which one do you want? Pick it.
What do you want?
I'm not a hard liquor guy anymore.
Hey,
I
you're
used all
running
my
for
tequila
governor.
tickets.
Lead us. Which one do you want?
All right, we're going for this one.
All right, we're going with this. Here we go.
So, long story short, he posted how far the Democrats have gone. All right, because I believe that, you know, I've been senator for a long time. Now people think I'm right.
Answers,
and I'm wondering if I've gone right
I'm taking it as well.
or if the country's scripted left.
It's the first time we're doing this on live.
Tell them why, though, Pat. Why are we doing the tequila shot?
No, anyways, we're just going to have it. Keep going. This is good.
In 2012.
Because you're all getting rolled by Meet Kevin.
In 2012, Meet Swing Kevin. So in 2012, Harry Reid actually said when he found out that the uniforms, the United States of America uniforms for the Olympics were made in China, he said, don't send the teams and burn the uniforms. That was Harry Reid, about as far left of progressive as you can get at the time. We've gone from Harry Reid saying burn the uniforms because they were made in China in 2012 to in 2021 CNN posting a glowing review of the 100-year anniversary of China. So you've been a Democrat for 10 years now. What have you seen happen? 11 years. What have you seen in the party over that time? Have you seen a far left sprint from that party, and do you still identify with them as you did?
Well, you always have extremes, right? You've got like the AOCs on the very far. You got Rand Paul on the very far, right? And what's happening is you've got Fox and you've got CNN catering their programs to the extremes because it creates the views. You entrench the political views into a specific audience that comes back every day to see what does Anderson Cooper say, what does Tucker Carlson say. The problem is we're not actually having real discussions and debates in the middle about solving the real freaking problems in our country.
Let me ask you a straight up question. Short one, then you get back.
Yeah.
Do you think Gavin Newsom's worried about you, knows about you, is concerned?
Oh, they know about us.
Okay.
We already have gotten plenty of messages from folks saying, hey, I work inside the campaign at Newsom, and they know about you, and they're watching you more than anyone else.
That's
and
good.
It makes sense because guess what? They're branding this as a Republican. I just got disconnected. I think we're good. Okay. They're branding this as a Republican recall. Well, guess what happens when a Democrat comes in and starts gaining legs? Uh-oh, all of your marketing just got shot to crap. They get screwed.
And you got a platform with a few million subscribers. And you got a platform where you're killing it every time you go live. And you got a platform where the last 12 months, every time you did a stimulus update, people are wanting to learn from you on how finance works, how Bitcoin works, how money works. We haven't even gotten into that because your next one, how real estate works. Yes. So let's do that. This is
last time I drank hard liquor, I got stabbed. So let's host the rest of today.
Toast everything.
Sorry, God. All right. Let's do it again.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.